Hi Awakening Beauties, I'm Robin and this is my no-buy year. Welcome back, lovelies. So good to be with you again. And I welcome you if this is the first time you're visiting my channel. I'm doing a no-buy year. And so just so you know what that is, it means that I'm not buying any makeup, skincare, clothing, housewares, books and magazines, pretty much for the whole year, unless I have to get a replacement product, like when I run out of some skincare items. So as a result, we've been covering what I currently have in my collection. If you haven't seen those videos, you can check out my makeup that I have in my collection. I haven't reviewed my skincare products yet. I'm a little more iffy about reviewing them because I'm not an expert on skincare. I'm a lurker. So there are probably other people that know a lot more about skincare than me. But if you're interested in seeing that, I will certainly share what I'm using for my skincare products. Just want to give everybody a little update about what is happening in my life right now because about a week ago, it would have been when I posted, I was like having a bit of a meltdown about problems with editing, my software programs, problems with, I didn't even mention that I'm having computer problems, and I have a Mac and I have to take it in to get it fixed because it keeps crashing. So that's the other thing that's happening while I'm editing videos, while I'm doing anything, is that my computer keeps crashing, keeps restarting. So it probably needs a new hard drive. And so that's another thing that's happening, but I will deal with that sometime in the future. It's going to have to happen. So if I'm not putting up videos because I'm posting Wednesdays and Sundays right now is my posting day. So if I don't post, then you'll know it's my Mac. I do have a laptop, so I really don't have an excuse, but I love the big screen of the Mac, to be able to edit videos. With my eyesight these days, I need the biggest screen I can get. So another update is last night I actually had my first improv performance in 6 months. So that was so much fun. I was invited to perform with my friends who have a duo troupe called Phonus Bolognas, and it was just stupid fun last night. So I'm still on a little bit of a high from that. And I have a sketch comedy show coming up this Friday, and that one I'm not as excited about because I have a lot of lines to memorize. I love improv because you don't have to memorize any scripts. So we'll see how that goes. So anyways, that's just a quick update on what's going on in my life. And let's just get into the meat of this video because I'm going to talk about by the numbers. I literally just finished last night at like midnight. After I got home from my performance, I got back on my computer to finish up doing all of the bookkeeping for our personal accounts last night because I wanted to film this video. And it's eye-opening, like I've said in previous videos, when you really take a look at what you're spending. So, this is a come to Jesus moment. And we're going to look at it together. I will try to pop up I did make some graphs, a pie graph of like how I was spending on clothing, accessories, health, beauty, makeup. I think I said that already. Skincare. Anyways, I was looking at all the numbers. It all started to jumble together, but I do have the breakdown here so we can kind of talk about it. And looking at these numbers, some of them were surprising to me, and some of them surprising in a good way that I didn't spend as much as I thought, and some of them were surprising in a bad way that I spent way more than I thought that I did. And yeah, so looking at the numbers, it's a good roadmap that I know I'm not going to be spending money in these areas this year. So theoretically, I should be able to save a lot more money this year. I should be able to pay off a lot of things this year. and maybe make a real dent into some of my long-term debt, like my home equity line of credit. So yeah, let's just get into it. So I don't eat out a lot. My husband and I eat at home quite frequently. I just want to start here. This is more, these are things that I'm not cutting back on per se, but it's interesting to take a look at spending habits of how I spent money this past year on dining. I just had it here. We spent $1,751. So that comes out to about $146 a month, a little over $60 a week. It's more than I want to be spending for sure, because it's almost $150 a week. If we think about, probably we paid for some things with cash that's not going to be included in here. This is only things that were paid with debit cards and credit cards. I do try to track our cash spending, but it's one of those things that often you forget. You take money out of the ATM and you designate it for entertainment, and so probably we spent more than that. So I'm going to say that we spent at least $150 on dining, which is more than I thought. $150, that's a month, $150 a month. So let me just divide this into weeks. So that's like about $35 a week. And certainly that's very low for what a lot of people spend eating out. But I really want to get that down. I really want to get that number down to $100 per month so that we can eat out maybe once or twice. I would rather eat somewhere a little nicer and spend more money than just eat crappy food, several times a week. I'd rather have a nicer experience and make it a conscious decision to eat somewhere that we really enjoy eating. I have in here, entertainment. We spent a total of $2,762.83, and that breaks down to about $53 a week. Now that category is where I said it could be that we were eating out, because when I take money out of the ATM, a lot of times, because I'm not keeping receipts, which I'm going to do a better job of this year, that money is often designated towards eating out. So really, you're looking at possibly we're spending $85 and up a week of eating out and other entertainment. We don't go to the movies that often, so really it's kind of a mystery. I don't know where that money went. And that's the problem. I want to definitely be more considered this year of knowing where all of our money is going. It's challenging because I work full time, and we have a business, so I have to do the bookkeeping for the business too, and trying to get it all in, which happens on the weekends. So before you know it, a couple of months may go by, and when it's been a couple of months, I can barely remember what happened yesterday, much less 2 months ago. So really, it's going to be making a more concerted effort to get receipts, to maybe find a tracker that I can put into my phone, and to be able to track cash expenses. Groceries, all right, I'm going to say that in groceries, there's going to be listed in here vitamins, because when I was, Amazon, I don't know, if you make big orders with Amazon, if you ever try to go back and look at the invoices and to figure out, what everything cost, it's really challenging to figure that out. So anyways, I know vitamins are in here, although I did try to track them separately, which we'll get to, but that's like $288 a week. And I know that in my budget that I have budgeted $200 a week for groceries. So I'm spending almost $100 more than I have budgeted, which means that explains so clearly to me why I also have budgeted that I want to put money into savings. Sometimes, some things I have, every week I have money automatically drafted to go into our savings account. But I also, because there's all the unknowns, I don't put more in than that I really could put in. But I have planned on my budget, make sure you put this amount into savings, and it never happens. It never happens. And this is why. Now I'm seeing it clearly on, it's not on paper, it's on a computer screen, but why that's happening. So very interesting. And groceries have gotten so expensive. So this is going to be an opportunity for us to take a look at our grocery spending habits. And I would lump into that a lot of the Amazon subscribe and save, where we have some things in bulk. But I've tried to keep track of that as well, and making sure I go in every month before the order gets placed and taking out things that I know that we don't need. And sometimes I miss it. I just put a short up that showed I missed it, and as a result, I had another City Beauty, the City Lips. So now I have two, and I'm almost finished with one, and I have two backups. I don't need two backups. Those will probably last me the rest of the year. So I've taken that out of my subscribe and save because I don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to get out of this spreadsheet and go into where my true intention is for this year. Although, man, looking at those numbers makes me think about, how do I take this no buy year mentality and take it into those other categories of groceries, entertainment, dining? Those are big numbers. I mean, let me just pull it back up. I mean, just those three categories is $19,511.68. Those are, I mean, food you have to have, entertainment, that's kind of on the fringe of how much you need to spend on entertainment. But man, if I could cut that in half, that would be, that's a great vacation right there. I don't think I can cut that in half because of the prices of groceries, but either way, something to think about. Now, getting into the real sauce here. Clothing and accessories. Honestly, it was a lot, but it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. And some of this, it's not all for me. I would say a very small percentage was for my husband. But let me just give you the grand total. This includes clothing, shoes, and any other accessories like handbags, which I think I only bought one handbag last year, which I just shared on my favorites of 2022. I keep my handbags as long as I can. I keep my shoes as long as I can too, but I still buy more. The grand total of that category was $3,569.97. So over $3,500 for those things. And I mean, as high, I almost expected it might have been a little higher, and probably in previous years it was. But anyways, so, I have a pie graph here of where I spent the majority of that money. And it's funny because a lot of that was the last quarter of the year. And maybe that's not funny because you think, oh, Christmas gifts. But this was mostly not including Christmas gifts. It was for myself after I started working a new job. It was surprising to me that 22% of that went to Nordstrom, which I rarely shop at Nordstrom, but I bought several pairs of shoes. I think I returned one, but I think I had bought a total of 4 pairs of shoes from Nordstrom and a couple of clothing items, but that was the biggest part of my budget. Nordstrom got almost $800 of my money, and the second one was Loft. They got $701.96, representing 20% of the pie. Nordstrom represented 22% of the pie. And then Land's End, which again, it's not a place that I often shop from, but they got 14%. And that was because I bought a winter coat thinking that I was getting ready to head up into cold weather. Didn't end up going, but it's good that I have a coat anyways for when I have to travel up north. And then it trickles down from there. I put Apple in here because I got an Apple Watch. As we know, that was a Christmas gift, but nevertheless. And then Target, Athleta, and so Athleta and Old Navy were very small comparatively. Old Navy was 7%, Athleta was 4%. But honestly, I spent a lot more money at those places, but I used rewards points. I have an Athleta credit card and I use it for everything. Anything that I have to use for credit card other than Amazon, I will use my Athleta card. So that money really, so those points build up really quick. So I've been using them to buy clothes. So I bought a lot more clothes than is represented in this just because I used rewards points. I didn't do the math to figure out what of all of my spending, what this category of clothing and accessories represents. I might do that, and if I do, I'll pop it up on the screen if I figure out the percentage of that. But that's almost $3,600. That's also a nice vacation. Next category that we have here is health and beauty. And what I include into this was anything I spent on skincare, anything I spent on makeup, anything that I spent on, I have vitamins in here because this is under the health category, beauty tools that I bought, and I guess I went ahead and included my gym membership, my trainer, money I spent with a personal trainer, get hair salon, massage, and I just put a lot of other things in here. So we can just take a look at these numbers. Okay, like I said, this was 12 o'clock at night. I included more things on the health and beauty than I should have. Oh well, it's in there. Let's just look at it. Gym membership. I've canceled my gym membership. I had a membership to a really nice boutique gym down here that I rarely got my butt to. And, I spent $2,245.84 on a gym membership that I barely used. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because my trainer doesn't work at that gym. So the $600 that I spent on my trainer was outside of the gym. So, that's $2,800. Almost, that's close to $3,000 when you think about it, on something that, although I really did have no regrets about hiring the trainer because it helped me immensely, and I've sort of fallen off the working out wagon, and I'll have to get back to that, but it was very helpful for me in my life, my personal life. When I traveled to Peru, we were doing a lot of hiking and navigating up very steep inclines and treacherous terrain at some points, and I was so strong, and I was so grateful that I had put that time into training to that point. So that I have no regrets about. Now, makeup and skincare, it's hard to know because I didn't keep great track of it. I just didn't have the time to go back through all of my Amazon purchases for the year to see exactly what I spent on vitamins, what exactly I spent on. I barely bought any makeup on Amazon, so I can't really say that, but there was skincare, there was hair care. Hair care is included in that too. But that represented of this category of spending, that represented 18% of this category at $2,229.69. That's much higher than I thought it was going to be. And I think that some things may have gotten categorized incorrectly that fell into that category, because I'm using QuickBooks. So, sometimes I'm in a hurry when I'm putting things in, and when I categorize things, I might be like I went to Target and I spent $150, let's say. And out of all of that, there might have been a couple of grocery items, but there were times where I was buying like hair care products and some skincare products and a couple of little makeup things, and that all adds up. So I put it in that category. So I'm not sure exactly how accurate it is, but at least I have an idea of what I was spending. Over $2,000 in that category. That's pretty shocking to think about. Because that's, what is that? Like $150 a month? Let me do the math. Yeah, that's $185 a month. Almost $186 a month. So, that is pretty interesting. So something else I won't be doing is decorating. Home repairs are not included in this. This is strictly things that I bought for decorating the home, and that includes any decorations that I bought for the holidays. And that came to $1,488.57. So it's an average of $124 a month. So that will not be happening this year. Guitar lessons, I don't know why I included this in here. Like I said, it was late at night and I forgot to put that on. But it's interesting to see. It's something I'm not going to quit doing. And I spent $1,345 on guitar lessons. Next category was specifically, I was tracking certain vitamins, like vitamins that I don't have coming from Amazon, but other sources that are on a subscription service. So that came to $1,276, so $106 a month. I have a feeling, and I will take a look when I do my January and February reconciliations, and I'll know more. Like, I'll look at what my subscribe and save is for each month for vitamins that come, and I will look at what's coming from these subscription services that I use for certain vitamins. And I have a feeling that number is it's probably going to be about $150 a month. And that's not something that I want to stop, because I've mentioned in previous videos that I had sort of a health scare in a way when I was losing a lot of hair this past year. And on top of it, I was feeling very fatigued and just lethargic, not a lot of energy. I thought maybe it was my thyroid, and I had a bunch of tests run, and turns out my thyroid's great. The fact that I'm postmenopausal, my levels were still really good as far as estrogen, progesterone, all those, considering the fact that I've been postmenopausal now for 8 years plus. So yeah, I went through menopause really early. So don't be afraid. If you haven't gone through it, don't be afraid. It's actually one of the things that I never knew was going to be one of the best things in my life. But yeah, probably $150 a month for vitamins. And I have in here musical instruments. I won't, I do see that I spent just over $1,200, and that was my guitar. And I bought, if you see that little red case over there, it's called a charango. It was handmade by a friend in Peru who makes handmade instruments. So I don't have any regrets. That was $400, I think. And I don't have any regrets about buying that from him. And then I bought my guitar, which was just over $800. And no regrets. I'm really happy that I purchased those. They're bringing me a lot of joy. So, but I won't be buying any other instruments this year. This is actually a very conservative number. Hair salon, $485. Last year, I did not get my hair colored until the very end of the year. and I had let my natural color just grow out. So I'm not spending a lot of money on that. I get my hair cut maybe 4 times a year. So I don't know what I'm going to do as far as hair color. I can't afford the salon prices. They're just way out of control. So I'm thinking if I want to color my hair, I'm not sure if I want to color my hair again. I might just, you can already see like I have like that much of growth. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm torn about it. Like, is it worth it? Like, does it make that big of a difference? I mean, it did make a difference and it does look nice, but I don't know. Do I want to just go back to my natural color? I don't know. I can't make up my mind about it. Maybe you can leave in the comments. What do you think? I mean, what I used to have, like, my hair was blonde, and everybody always tells me, oh, you look so great blonde. You should go back to blonde. Yeah, but it's expensive. It's a lot of upkeep. And it's so damaging to my little fragile, fine baby hairs that my hairs just break off, and I just don't want to deal with that anymore. And yeah, maybe I look younger, maybe I look healthier, and it enhances my features in some way. But I just can't justify it. I really can't. And especially the damage that it does to my hair. I'm not going back there. I did have a couple little highlights put in. Last time when I had my hair colored, I said just a couple little lightened pieces up front. But anyways, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be going blonde anytime soon. Beauty tools. Part of this has to do with that eye restore that I bought, which is that LED helmet to try to regrow hair. Oh my goodness. My little alert went off reminding me that I have something coming up in an hour, so I've got to speed this along. So I got the eye restore. That was like $868 or something like that. And beauty tools, I got like a hair wand. I can't remember what the other beauty tools I would have gotten. Probably like makeup brushes. And one that I still haven't gotten yet, and it's been paid for. It was paid for back in November, but I'm still waiting for it. I'm not going to talk about it until I get it. And even when I get it, I might not talk about it until I've used it for a couple of months to see if I have seen any benefit from it. But I'm still curious. Can you figure out what it is? You probably know. If you're watching any beauty videos, then you would probably know what it is. Massage, I only have on here, and I know I spent more than this, $144. I probably paid cash, is what I'm thinking. That those times when I took money out of the entertainment category, where I took money out of the ATM, probably that money, some of that was designated to a couple of massages that I received. I know I got a couple massages from someone's private home that I went to, and other massage that I got. I didn't get that many massages last year. I probably only got 4 massages, and I really would like to get one a month. But for my birthday, and this was not included in any of this, was what my husband spent. He took me to a spa for a day, and I got a facial and got a massage. So those things are not in here. But I'm very well aware that his money is my money and my money is his money. So even though it's not tracked in here, it's so hard, because it's like, I want to receive gifts. Our anniversary is coming up. It's going to be 29 years. I can't believe it's been 29 years. But we have our anniversary coming up in a couple of months. And I think about, like, okay, I feel okay about getting him gifts, but I almost feel bad about having him buy me anything. Like some of the things that I will not talk about again. I'm not bringing them up again because I said in my last video it was my last time talking about them. But yeah, if he gets those for me, ultimately our money is combined. We really don't keep separate accounts. Pretty much all of our finances are combined, and we have a business, and all, everything gets jumbled. Sometimes I pay for things through our personal account. Unfortunately, it happens, it's for the business, and vice versa. It's, we try to keep it separate, but sometimes there's some overlap. But either way, it's just one of those things. It's like, wow, that's something to think about, isn't it? It's a no-buy year. Is it right for me to ask my husband to buy me things that I'm not going to buy for myself because I'm doing a no-buy year? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that it's a special occasion, there should be exceptions to that rule? Or do you think, no, you've made a commitment to not buying anything this year, and that would be sort of cheating, having him buy you things? I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? I'm really interested. Leave me comments below. All right, so this category, which really should not be including, I'm going to take some of the stuff out of here. So I'm going to take decorating. I'm going to take, I didn't know I could, I'm on an Excel spreadsheet, and I've never used a pie chart before. I'm going to take guitar lessons out of there. It's updating it as I'm doing it. How cool. Okay. Let's take musical instruments out of there. We'll keep that. We'll keep that. So this is, this is truly health and beauty. Right. So looking at this, gym membership took up 27%, more than a quarter of my spending on health and beauty. No more. Makeup and skincare, 27%. Vitamins took up 16%. Personal trainer, 7%. What is this? 15%. Beauty tools. I won't be buying any beauty tools this year, so that's gonna not exist. And as far as my trainer, I don't know if I'm going to continue or not. That's to be seen. I actually have a couple of sessions already prepaid for that I haven't used yet. So yeah, beauty tools, won't be doing that. And what is this little 2%? Is massage. I would like to spend more in the massage category this year. I haven't had a massage yet. We're already in March. By the time this goes up, it'll be March. But for those categories, the grand total came to $8,172.53. So that's going to be a fraction. That's going to be a fraction of that cost. That's pretty exciting. I'm going to be saving a lot of money. Wow. I'm sort of blown away by looking at this. That's very interesting. Okay, that's by the numbers. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you sticking it out. I know there's probably going to be a lot of starts and stops when I'm editing this video, because I'm still really looking at the numbers and trying to figure out where I was spending money last year, and in these categories that particularly, I don't have on here books and magazines. I guess I didn't buy that many books, and I would say that probably I spent less than $200 on books. So I don't know why I'm even including that in my no-buy year. I do know why, because I have a lot of books that I haven't read. And I'm just like a pile of books. And I'm like, how can I buy more books when I have all these books that I haven't read yet? And I don't know how you guys are. I'm sort of ADHD when it comes to books. Like a lot of times I'll have 3 or 4 books going at the same time. And then I'll get bored with one and I just won't finish it. So it has a marker in it where I finished 5 years ago. And I never finished the stupid book. But anyways, that's a goal too, is to start reading more. That is a goal, to start reading more and reading the books that I have. And anything that I want to, you can listen to almost any audio book. I'm having trouble with my words today. You can listen to almost any audiobook on YouTube. And I don't love to listen to audiobooks. I'd rather listen to a podcast. So, and I have I canceled my subscription with Audible. That was something that was on my other sheet that I was looking at, all of my expenses, dues and subscriptions. I mean, that was $15 a month. And I was just I'm not using this. Why am I paying this money for something that I'm not using? And so I still have a bunch of books because when I canceled the subscription, I don't know if you've had Audible before, but you get certain number of credits every month to buy books. And I hadn't been buying any. So I had all these credits, and they were like, well, if you cancel your account, because I've suspended my account twice. I've suspended it for like 6 months or however long they let you suspend it for. But they're like, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And so I was like, okay, well, let me just pick a bunch of books. Some of them I'm like, yeah, there were books I did want to read that I was interested in, but other ones I was like, why did I pick that book? I don't know why I picked it. I was just desperate to cancel my subscription and not lose my credits. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's almost embarrassing for me to be showing these numbers because it seems very wasteful and very first world problems. And, God, it's really hard to talk about finances. But, it's honest. It's honest. That's what I spent. And I have to be honest with myself, and I'm sharing it with all of you. Just making myself accountable that I'm not going to be spending that kind of money this year. And, there were other categories that I didn't talk about, like, for instance, like travel. I spent, I have on here that I spent $5,300 on travel, just over $5,300. And that would be my trip to Peru. And that makes sense. That's about right when I added up that trip and a couple other small trips that I took. I took a trip to Tampa for an improv festival. So yeah, that makes sense that I spent that amount of money and airfare to go visit my aunt in Kentucky. But I would really like to spend more on that because my husband and I haven't taken a trip together. I mean, we haven't had a proper vacation since 2016, I think it was. We took like 10 days. We went to California and Portland, Oregon. We went up the coast, or we came down the coast. We went to San Francisco. And that was a lot of fun. And we haven't taken a big trip together since then. And we're coming up on, it'll be 7 years since we've taken a trip together. We've done little weekend getaways, but to actually, focus, you have a goal, you want to go to a place and you want to spend a week to 2 weeks and really get the most out of it. We haven't done that. And, it's not the be all end all of life. And I've taken these other trips without him, and he's been fine with me doing that, but because there were things that I wanted to do that he didn't want to do. But yeah, I would like to take a nice trip with my husband this year, and maybe I will actually get to do it. We'll have to see. But anyways, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell too, and it'll let you know when I've uploaded new videos. I'm trying to upload on Wednesdays and Sundays. That's kind of my schedule right now. I really appreciate you watching, and have a great rest of your week. I'll see you next time.